Welcome to Temple Strength and Sport Performance, where we empower you to reach new heights in strength, speed, and athletic performance. Temple is here to support you every step of the way. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, join him in Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, and discover the difference. For more information, call 412-527-1755. Start your journey with us today.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
For over 20 years, groups, families, and individuals have been saving money with the Avia Dental Plan.
For as little as $9.25 a month, members can save up to 50% or more on dental care.
Plus, everyone qualifies, and there is no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Start saving today with the Avia Dental Plan.
Go to getlowcostdental.com or call 1-888-431-2273. Smile. You're with people who care.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime, and don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Thank you for calling calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
On a cold Tuesday night in Western Pennsylvania, section action begins for the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders at 3-1 on the season, playing against the rival Peters Township Indians at 3-2 and already 0-1 in section play 5A Section 3 right here on the Baldwin Sports Channel on TenbandTV. Hi everyone, and we welcome you courtside. Austin Bechtold and Ethan Spazarski. Welcome back to Baldwin basketball as we get ready for what is a new era in section play for Baldwin, as Nate Wessling will be honored on the floor, joining the 1,000-point club. James Wessling will actually welcome Nate into the 1,000-point club. Should be pretty fun to see in about a minute and a half. But Ethan, for this team overall, as we know, a lot of departing seniors from a year ago. They now turn over the keys to EJ Golvash and Max Marzina to drive the Lamborghini.
Exactly, and the Lamborghini has a dent, but it's not one that's unfixable. I mean, right now, Baldwin through the first 4 games, winning 3 of them, especially with a lot of unknowns. You got to credit, it looks pretty good right now with where they stand. Only loss coming to Mount Lebanon, 61-51 loss there. You've won your last 2 in a clutch and dominating fashion. Now the question becomes, what kind of fashion do you win or try to win by today?
Now, Peters Township, a year ago, this was the first section matchup, but it was played at Peters. And Baldwin went into Peters Township and pulled off a pretty surprising victory. It was 56-49, where Baldwin really controlled the main tempo and main pace of the game throughout. And it was a really solid performance by the Fighting Highlanders, as Nate Wessling is being honored for Baldwin right at the scorer's table, as Brad Schulte will yell it out right in front of us. James welcoming in his brother Nate into the 1,000-point club, the Wessling brothers, the last 2 to do it in Baldwin history.
And they're probably, for the next good part of time, going to be the only 2. They foundation of Baldwin sports and athletics. Truce helped Staples to bring these teams together that have stood above a lot of other Baldwin athletics and have helped contribute such fantastic success overall.
And here's the banner. The 1,000-point scorer banner, all the names in Baldwin history, with Nate Wessling on the bottom, joining James, 1,264 points, second all-time in Baldwin history to Todd Sherwin's 1,237 and Ed Sherman, 1,384, as Nate Wessling, if the season ended a little bit differently, might have been number 1 all time. What could have been type of end of the year for the Fighting Highlanders. So really cool to see as Nate is honored with a picture at the scorer's table of some of the best moments that he had in Baldwin basketball history. And when you have a pair of brothers that have been as historic, James really setting the culture for what this has become, to passing it down to Nate and going to the WPIAL championship game 2 years ago, last year, 21-1 regular season, and winning a section championship for the first time in 39 years. We now turn the page to a new era of Baldwin basketball, with Peters Township being announced, with the cheerleaders on the floor with the starting five. Jaden Greco, a senior, 5'11 guard, wears number 5. Dan Dudek, a sophomore, 5'10 guard, wears number 10. For Peters Township, a Cooper Donovan, a junior, 5'11 guard, wearing number 11. His brother Dylan, a 1,000-point scorer himself, the senior, 6'1 guard, wears 25. And Jake Wetzel, the junior, 6'8 forward, wears number 33. For Joe Ehrman, coaching, the former Baldwin head coach, the Peters Township Indians. And now the Baldwin starting five, from public address announcer Brad Schulte. So the starting five for Baldwin as they go. E.J. Golvash, the junior point guard, wears number 3 at 5'11", with Max Marzina, the senior guard, as we do turn the page to a new year. Max, the senior, at 6 foot, wears number 12. Sadiq Anderson, one of 2 sophomores in the starting lineup, a 5'11 guard, wears number 15. Bryson Smolko, tallest player on the floor for Baldwin, a sophomore, 6'4", wears number 25. With Trey Alario, the senior, 6'1 forward, wearing number 33. For Jeff Ackerman, in season number 6, leading the Fighting Highlanders, over 400 wins in his career, 72 of them at Baldwin, 422 to be exact, for a 3-0 Fighting Highlanders team at home, 3-1 overall. The one loss being on the road at Mount Lebanon. As you see, Nate Wessling and a couple of the players on last year's team, including Caden Cherico, Matt Shank, Jason Simador, sitting behind the bench, with Nate Shank as well. Scotty behind the bench as well, no longer an assistant coach for the Fighting Highlanders, as Baldwin in its home whites with purple numbers and purple trim will play against Peters Township in its road red, white numbers, white trim, and the tip-off easily won back to Wetzel, as Peters Township will attack the right side basket as you see it. Austin Bechtel, Ethan Wazarski alongside on the Baldwin Sports Channel, and they swing it around over to Greco to start, right near the Baldwin bench. Dudek, they look down low to Wetzel, trying to take advantage of the height matchup, and do to Jake Wetzel, the 6'8 junior, with the first points.
That's exactly how you need to start the game for Peters Township. Utilize the mismatch down low. Wetzel, 6'8 forward, prime opportunity, easy start for Peters Township.
So Golvash swung around to Alario as Peters Township comes out in a high 2-3 zone. Marzina swung across, Anderson back to Marzina. And we know how Baldwin, at least historically over the last couple of years, has struggled with zone. Alario drives in and gets blocked by Wetzel.
Almost effortless. I mean, Wetzel, right place, right time. I mean, that was a good read to start and going down low with Alario, but fortunately, Wetzel just towering down low, able to get his right hand there.
And Wetzel, a very long wingspan, as they get it into Anderson. Anderson's fouled. He gets pushed to the back by Dudek. And it's the first foul on the sophomore, Dan Dudek. It'll be thrown in on the sideline. Sadiq Anderson to throw it in. Anderson double digits in the last game for Baldwin. A really solid performance with 13. Golvash back to Marzina. Not a lot of movement for Baldwin away from the basketball as they go to Smolko at the right side elbow. Smolko off one dribble. Turns around and outlets to Max. Marzina swings to Golvash. Down low, Anderson. Hilario to Marzina. Max drives in, dishes, Golvash pulls the trigger for three. Rattles off the mark, rebound, Peters Township loses it as it was Dudek and Cooper Donovan that both had the basketball and kind of one of those same team issues where it goes out of bounds. As they go quickly into Smolko, it got poked away from him. Last touch by Peters, though, it's off Donovan.
Yeah, early on, Baldwin really utilizing milking the clock, trying to find exactly what they want to look for because they know there's a lot of height mismatches here early on.
Swing around, looking for Hilario in the corner. Wasn't there, though. Anderson now finds him. And now Golvash resets. And off the inbound, Peters goes to the man. See if they do fall back into zone. Hilario sets the screen for Golvash. Golvash rolls, kicks, Smolko on the perimeter. Hilario. Two minutes gone by. Baldwin still hasn't scored yet. It's Anderson. A lot of movement just on the perimeter, nothing working inside. Hilario to Anderson. Now Smolko. Marzina for three. And 2 threes that have bounced off for Baldwin. One for Golvash, one for Marzina. As it's pulled down by Greco. In the hands of Dylan Donovan. Leading scorer for Peters Township. Over 1,000 in his career. Donovan couldn't handle it at first. And is able to take the carom to the basket.
Yeah, it's exactly what you wanted to see from Peters Township. Defensive stop on a possession that lasted almost near 2 minutes. Then you go down, quick score, even off a good defensive standstill by Baldwin.
Man defense for Peters, almost stolen away on the pass from Anderson as Greco nearly got a hand on it. And it's Anderson still up top, and they go to Hilario. Anderson with Tay O'Toole at the scorer's table to the check-in for Baldwin. Swung across back to Hilario. Marzina drives in, Max at the elbow, looks for an outlet. Bounces, Golvash, open layup, but he missed it. And Wetzel pulls down the rebound. 2 missed shots for Golvash to start that. A bunny layup that was missed. Donovan down low, Wetzel too easy, but he can't spin it in. Wetzel on the offensive rebound, can't handle it. Anderson pokes it, last touch by Peters Township. Wetzel was able to, or Anderson I should say, was able to throw it off of Cooper Donovan. But it went out of bounds as Anderson comes off and O'Toole will come on for him.
I mean, Hilario down low, really, he's just been competing the most against anyone, especially with Wetzel contesting for rebounds, allowing Baldwin to have these offensive opportunities and extend the play and cut down the lead.
Hilario swing around Marzina, look down low for O'Toole. Cross court Hilario. Hilario almost didn't handle it. And now Marzina back into zone for Peters. Max, a side wing. 2 missed threes from that area. Baldwin trying to save it, but it's thrown into the hands of Greco. Greco up the floor. Double team comes from O'Toole. O'Toole tries to force the jump ball, but instead they get a foul. Called on Tay O'Toole, his first. And it'll be out of bounds right in front of us as 2 substitutions are set to check in for Peters Township. So they bring Lucas Sachs in. Xavier Knox also in. Knox, a 6'1 junior. Sachs, a 5'11 sophomore guard. As Cooper Donovan goes off and Dan Dudek take a seat.
It's also a team, Peters Township, that doesn't really use a lot of their bench. You got a consistent amount of 8 to 9 guys you're going to see consistently.
Greco drives, good defense from Hilario. Golvash looks to push. Hilario, deep three. Smolko pulls down the offensive rebound and gets fouled on the way there. Bryson Smolko, who's earned considerable more minutes. This is his first start. As the foul goes on Dylan Donovan, his first. It was Jackson Otto getting majority of the starts for Baldwin in the lineup, but Smolko has earned it. And he's out there with the starting 5. Sets a screen for Golvash. With the mismatch. EJ drives in, floater, good. First points for Baldwin. Comes at 3:42 left to go in the first quarter, but it just makes it 4-2.
And that's the crazy part. We're under 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And that's exactly what it is. It is still a 1-score game, despite the lack of offense by Baldwin.
Wetzel up top on the perimeter. Was practicing some threes before the game at 6'8". Now Sachs, defended well by O'Toole. Sachs, layup, no. Wetzel cleans it up. Now Jake Wetzel, the brother of Natalie Wetzel, we talked about during the girls' game, now off playing basketball at Miami. Not the same type of player. Natalie Wetzel played more as a guard at 6'3", 6'4". Jake Wetzel can corral the paint. And Smolko drives on him. Smolko way up, got it. Bryson Smolko with the bucket past Wetzel. Not afraid to go inside. And he gives up 4 inches in the height difference. And Smolko with a big battle today, having to go up against Jake Wetzel. It's back to a 2-point game. 6-4 Peters leads into the hands of Dylan Donovan. Donovan drives inside. Double team help from Alario. Leads to the easy layup for Xavier Knox as Alario left him. Marzina with it. Looking for Alario to come to the basketball. He does. Good pressure from Knox, though, as Alario drives, dishes. O'Toole for 3. Tay O'Toole, money ball from the right side, right near the Peters bench.
Now you're seeing Baldwin work around the height that stumped him early on in the first part of this first quarter. Now Baldwin's working around it, utilizing threes and utilizing great ball handling skills by the team.
Wetzel swing around. Donovan defended by Smolko, trying to take advantage of that matchup. They look down low. Marzina with the poke with Wetzel. They threw it down low to him. Donovan, just a little bit of an errant pass as Baldwin was trying to front him with Marzina helping on the backside. As Greco goes off, same with Knox. They bring Cooper Donovan back in, and it's Dylan Donovan off the inbound. Donovan drives, floater, past Smolko, no. Rebound, corralled to Wetzel. Wetzel just turns around, puts it up, can't finish, and Baldwin travels on the way down. It's O'Toole not being able to outlet it in time. With 1:41 to go first quarter and an 8-7 lead for Peters Township. It'll be inbounded at the right side block. Sachs gets it in. It's Wetzel. With Alario defending, up top to Donovan. It's a screen. Has Alario on him. It's Donovan. Inside, turn around, puts up the shot, and gets it to spin in. Marzina and O'Toole. Now Alario. They bring the double team. 1:15 to go in the quarter. Alario, O'Toole. Back in zone. Mixing it up a little bit now. This a 2-3 extended to a 3-2 zone depending on where the basketball is. Now Golvash. O'Toole. And they think Marzina is going to pop out to go to the elbow and try to take a shot. It's Alario giving it to Max on the perimeter. Marzina drives, tried to pass it and got fouled as he was trying to deliver it to Golvash in the right side corner. And they get Dylan Donovan for his second. So a big foul on Donovan as he has to come out with 43.9 still to go first quarter. And Peters Township's best player in foul trouble. Alario to inbound. Throws it in. Marzina tried to grab it, and Sachs just never saw that the basketball was approaching him. Could have easily just turned around and stole it. But instead, we'll do it again, but thrown in at the scorer's table.
Yeah, like what you're seeing consistently from Baldwin just throughout this whole first quarter is they're only taking shots they want, and they are completely okay with taking a minute or so clock off while they do so.
Golvash dishes. O'Toole. Alario swung around. And Alario has to dish again. Peters Township, really solid job of hounding the basketball as Alario pulls for the deep three and got it. Trey Alario from way downtown. That'd be good from the college ranks to tie it at 10. Good pressure from Golvash. They bring the double team with Marzina. Swung cross court to Dudek. Dudek in the final 5 seconds. Does he realize how much time? He looks up. Dudek looks for an outlet. Passes it over. Donovan does a three, have enough. And Cooper Donovan's shot goes off the backboard as we're tied up 10-10. 1 quarter down. 1 quarter left to go in the first half of play on TenbandTV.
Again Sports.
Tied up, 10-10 as we go to the second quarter of play. Austin Bechtold and Ethan Zazarski alongside on the Baldwin Sports Channel as the Fighting Highlanders so far this season defeated Northgate, blowout game, 86-32. Might be the most points that Baldwin will score all year. That started off the Baldwin Peters Township tip-off tournament. Supposed to play Avonworth that next day, but the game ended up getting moved because Avonworth football was in the state championship and completed a 3A state championship for the Lopes. So that game was moved to this past Friday where Baldwin dominated 56-28. Mount Lebanon, the lone loss, 61-51, that on December 9th. And Fighting Highlanders with a little bit of revenge, if you want to call it that. Different season, of course, 59-56 against Peters Township, against Penn Trafford, the team that knocked Baldwin out of the 5A playoffs after a 21-1 regular season that included 2 victories against Peters Township. Only loss at South Fayette to start the new year. They go to Marzina in the corner. Max drives, looks for space, dishes. O'Toole steps into a 3. Misses everything. Golvash tries to save it, but it's already out of bounds.
That's the first time, really, you've seen Baldwin take a shot they weren't confident in. It didn't look like O'Toole wanted to take the shot, or at least when he put it up, he kind of had regret in the air. It wasn't really exactly his best placed shot or overall Baldwin's best look, which they prided themselves in that first quarter.
So the 5 for Baldwin, O'Toole, Smolko, Golvash, Marzina, and Ilario. As it's Cooper Donovan with it. Swung to the corner. Greco. They look for Wetzel down low. Don't give it to him. And it's Cooper Donovan now. Swung around to Dylan Donovan. Donovan, outlets. Greco drives. O'Toole tries to poke at it. Instead it's Dudek. Giving way to Greco. No lefty. Defended by Ilario. For a 3, pulled for Dudek. That spins out. Offensive rebound, Cooper Donovan. Back up top. Dylan Donovan. Screen from Wetzel. They try to use it. Donovan drives in. Donovan, a lot of contact, and will go to the line. Dylan Donovan averages 20 a game. Plays AAU at Caveman Basketball, same spot that E.J. Golvash does, who picks up the foul.
Yeah, I mean, right there, you've seen it. Donovan not afraid to get a little down low, get gritty, force some content, create it, because you know he has the talent to do so. 1,000-point scorer in his career.
And he hits the first. Really good free throw shooter. Sadiq Anderson comes back on as Ilario goes off to the bench. Have not seen Otto yet. Baldwin has typically run Otto and Kozar also in the rotation. Almost tipped in by Wetzel. He gets the offensive board and puts it right back up and in. Boxing out is going to be very important against Jake Wetzel. They end up getting 3 points out of it. Wetzel the bucket, Donovan hitting the front end. The 2 free throws. It's Anderson. Now O'Toole. And this zone has given Baldwin problems. For whatever reason, Baldwin has just not been able to figure out how to play offense against a zone in recent years. And it's thrown right into the hands of Dudek. Dudek on the bounce to Greco. Greco's layup, plus the foul. A 5-0 run for Peters Township with a chance to make it 6 to start the second quarter.
Exactly not how you wanted to do it, because Baldwin finished that first quarter incredibly strong off a rocky start. Now Peters Township has flipped the script once again, just utilizing everyone in their roles. And again, that zone defense has shown a lot of problems because they're taking space away from Baldwin. They're not able to pass it out. It almost looks like Peters is kind of pushing it forward to not allow Baldwin to work on the outside perimeter.
Foul goes on Teo Toole. That's his second. As Greco can't hit the free throw. Fight for the rebound, though. Goes right into his hands. Here's Donovan. Donovan defended by Marzina well, but Donovan can't hit it. Max able to grab it, spins. Marzina, 1-on-3. Marzina goes all the way in, scoop play up, good! Max Marzina took on the entire team and ends up winning the battle.
Toughest bucket yet, and it pays off. Marzina showing off those senior skills. And I mean, once again, a guy who likes to shoot the ball a lot and it works, pays off. 13 field goals attempted, or shots rather attempted during a game, and it pays off there.
Dudek resets with Donovan up top in a 3-point game. Donovan. It rattles off, and it's out of bounds. We'll go to Baldwin.
And that's going to work in Baldwin's favor. Now you want to see if they can utilize that and pay off in the offensive zone, because there's not a lot of times that you've seen Peters Township not work with that or not be able to capitalize on an opportunity, because the rebounding has been extraordinary thus far.
Jackson Otto, a 6'2 junior, has been in the starting lineup for Baldwin this year, with Smolko starting instead. Comes on the floor for Smolko. So it's Anderson, Marzina, O'Toole, Otto, and Golvash. Wouldn't really expect Marzina and Golvash to come off the floor unless there's about 10 seconds left in a quarter just to give them a quick spell. O'Toole throws it away. Greco takes it on the pass intended for Marzina. Marzina gets faked out. Anderson faked out. Greco scores.
Greco did that not once but twice to Marzina and Anderson. Pump fake, take your time, run it on your time. That's exactly what Greco just did.
And it's a 5-point game with O'Toole being pressured by Greco. Now O'Toole. Marzina. Down low. Otto. Back to Max. Marzina drives, dishes. Good find to Jackson Otto. Hits the layup.
And there you go. Baldwin's able to find just a little bit of split defense as the guys down low kind of focus too forward or more towards the wing area. And then guess what? Guess who's left wide open? That's Otto down low. Takes advantage of a wide open layup. Doesn't let the moment get to his head.
Dylan Donovan gets fouled by O'Toole. And that's now 3 fouls on Tay O'Toole. They're actually going to get it. Yeah, it is on O'Toole. So that's now 3 fouls on Tay O'Toole, the senior spark plug off the bench, as Ilario comes on for him. Greco will take a seat as Lucas Sachs comes back on. They're going to keep Wetzel on the bench with 4:25 remaining in the half in a 3-point game.
That's another thing to look at is, I mean, these different schemes or different times or formations that you're seeing from Peters Township. How can Baldwin take advantage of it? Because 2 of Peters' best 3 players right now are currently on the bench.
Not the best of them all is Donovan, who gives way to the corner to his brother Cooper. Layup doesn't go for Knox. Second chance at it does. Xavier Knox with 4. And the second chance points have been a killer against Baldwin. Alario looks to swing it. Golvash, cross court. Anderson can't pull the trigger though. It's Golvash inside. EJ dishes. Otto, another layup. And that's what you have to do against the zone, is move the ball quickly. You can't dribble with the zone and expect to create much.
Exactly, and that's the second time Jackson Otto's been wide open on the left block, taking an easy layup. Baldwin doing great, quick, speedy passes, especially down low.
And they're calling out the screens as well. Stay and switch as it's Donovan driving in. Donovan dishes. Open 3, right side corner. It's good. Dan Dudek with his first points. Makes it 22-16.
Exactly. It's not always about how much you score. It's about when you score. And there, Dudek able to put a little bit more of a cushion on for Peters.
Marzino, pressure, drives, dishes, layup. Anderson this time, as that left side block has been the spot for Baldwin to create offense.
Exactly, and that's the 3rd straight bucket they made from that exact spot. Peters is yet to adjust to it, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Donovan, defended by Anderson, the sophomore, with the tall task. As Donovan inside the paint, plus the foul. Dylan Donovan is able to get around Anderson, just ducked underneath him, and we'll try to finish off the 3-point play.
Great work overall by Donovan. You got to commend his efforts just to be able to stick with the ball, even with heavy pressure. You see, spin move, take 3 dribbles, and then you work underneath Anderson's arm to take up a right-handed layup, and you make it work. And that's exactly what Donovan did.
Yeah, and Otto's going to come over and help out on that play there. Kind of got caught in between of his man and the drive of Donovan. As Chris Kozar comes on for the first time for Baldwin. They bring Wetzel back in as well. It's him and Otto battling on the blocks. Molko stays off to the bench. And Donovan now has 8. And what's become a 25-18 game. 7-point lead for Peters. So it's Marzina, Kozar, Alario, Otto, and Golvash. Again, with this 2-3 zone. Marzina left side. Golvash, dishes to Otto. Otto didn't see it coming, but gets fouled. And the foul goes on Dan Dudek. That is his 2nd.
Yeah, Dudek being aggressive, trying to read the pass, kind of pays off, gets a little handsy inside, makes some contact early on. Now allows Baldwin to reset and kind of create a new formation and open look for them.
2:36 to go in the half. Alario got poked away from him. And active hands from Peters Township, not fouling. Doing a good job to be able to knock the ball away. As they look down low to Wetzel. Wetzel on the give and go from Donovan. He's got 8 points. And Wetzel only averages 10. He's going to far eclipse that number if Baldwin doesn't do something about it in a 9-point game. Without Smolko on the floor. Tallest player for Baldwin is 6'2", Jackson Otto. with Wetzel at 6'8", not much you can do. But when you move the ball like that, it can pay off with Otto making his third layup.
Exactly. It was only bound to be amount of time when Baldwin was able to hold on the ball long enough, allow Peters to get unattentive towards Otto down low.
That's what they're going to have to do. Move the basketball, those types of passes. And it swung out for a three-point ball up and off the mark this time for Sachs as Marzina clears.
It's a rare miss on the defensive or offensive board rather.
Max in transition. Otto can't get it to bounce in though, and Wetzel grabs the miss.
And that's the problem, not being able to play complementary basketball and utilize a free chance, because traditionally Peters Township's been down here consistently contending for rebounds, even if it isn't Wetzel.
Yeah, Baldwin's going to need a run, and basically to me, to make all those layups and opportunities down low as they look for Wetzel, and it's just too easy. When they try to bring the double, but it's not there in time, Wetzel's already at his average at 10. 29-20 in the final minute of the half. Now Marzina has an open three, elects to take it and hits it. Moneyball Max Marzina when they needed it to give him 5.
And that might be where Baldwin needs to strive most, because you have a few guys on this team that are able to make consistent threes, and when Max Marzina finds himself hot, he's able to utilize that open opportunity.
And Peters Township calls timeout. It's a 30-second timeout with 40.8 left to go. In a 6-point game. What ideally do you want to see the differential be for Baldwin going into the locker room?
Well, I think first of all, sticking with what's been working with you, and that's getting someone, whether it's Otto or whether Ilario down low, give him a chance to work down low, find those open passes in the zone defense, because when Baldwin's being rushed and doing things uncharacteristically, most of the time it's not working. Something else to note, Peters Township comes into tonight on a 2-game losing streak too.
Yeah.
Needing to find themselves essentially, because you start the season 3-0, and then you go on a 2-game losing streak. Haven't won in 10 days for the Indians, losing to Seneca Valley and Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, that loss to TJ, 43-39. Game that came down to the very end. Other games around section action tonight include South Fayette at Bethel. Trinity is at TJ. And we'll definitely keep our eyes out on what happens with the South Fayette Lions this year. So far, in section action, Peters, South Fayette, and Bethel all losing, with TJ Ringgold and Trinity victorious in the first games. Baldwin, the lone team to not play a section matchup before tonight. 3-ball up but missed, and another offensive rebound for Sachs as they'll reset with Donovan up top in the final 30. Dan Dudek back to Donovan. They play catch with it. And do again with Kozar up top. Baldwin comes out in zone. Donovan with 17. Just swinging it back and forth with Dudek, and now Donovan will go. Donovan drives in, floats it up to Wetzel. Wetzel gets fouled and will shoot 2. Ilario fouled him.
I think in that case you're more okay with the foul, because Peters Township is playing keep away, trying to allow themselves to just take a lot of time off the clock and have the last shot. And then at least with the foul against Wetzel, someone who doesn't average more than 10 points a game, you force him to shoot free throws and still give you time on the other end.
And Wetzel misses the first. And the thing is, you can have a very tall player and just park him on the block and just try to feed him the basketball. But when you have a skilled player and somebody that's able to move as well as Jake Wetzel, it makes a difference. But maybe you should try him out at the free throw line moving forward. If there's an opportunity for him to have an open layup, maybe Baldwin just elects to foul him, and with 9.8 remaining, they're going to get the possession. There's Marzina in the final 5. Max steps back, pulls for 3. Difficult shot goes off the back of the rim. Ilario offensive rebound, but can't get the shot off in time as the quarter comes to an end in the half. Results in a 29-23 score. Peters Township leads against Baldwin. They've depended on Donovan. They've depended on Wetzel, combining for 18 of the 29 points. Max Marzina with 5 and Jackson Otto with 6 off of 3 layups. Brings us to a 6-point differential for Baldwin at halftime on the Baldwin Sports Channel in partnership with TenbandTV. Jake Wetzel can corral the paint. And Smolko drives on him. Smolko way up, got it. Bryson Smolko with the bucket past Wetzel. Good pressure from Knox, though, as Lario drives, dishes. O'Toole for three. Tay O'Toole, money ball from the right side, right near the Peters bench. Peters Township, really solid job of hounding the basketball as Alario pulls for the deep three and got it. Trey Alario from way downtown. That'd be good from the college ranks.
Kozar also in the rotation.
Almost tipped in by Wetzel. He gets the offensive board and puts it right back up and in. Able to grab it. Spins. Marzina. 1-on-3. Marzina goes all the way in. Scoop play up. Good. Max Marzina took on the entire team and ends up winning the battle. Throws it away. Greco takes it on the pass intended for Marzina. Marzina gets faked out. Anderson faked out. Greco scores.
Greco did that not once but twice.
Anderson. Can't pull the trigger, though. It's Golvash inside. EJ dishes, Otto, another layup. And that's what you have to do as well. Stay and switch as it's Donovan driving in. Donovan dishes, open three, right side corner. It's good. Dan Dudek with his first points makes it 22-16. Donovan defended by Anderson, the sophomore, with the tall task. As Donovan inside the paint. Plus the foul. Dylan Donovan is able to get around Anderson. Final minute of the half. Now Marzina has an open three, elects to take it and hits it. Moneyball Max Marzina when they needed it to give him 5.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com, paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Welcome to Temple Strength and Sport Performance, where we empower you to reach new heights in strength, speed, and athletic performance. Temple is here to support you every step of the way. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, join him in Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, and discover the difference. For more information, call 412-527-1755. Start your journey with us today.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. Fiber New specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
For over 20 years, groups, families, and individuals have been saving money with the Avia Dental Plan.
For as little as $9.25 a month, members can save up to 50% or more on dental care.
Plus, everyone qualifies, and there is no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Start saving today with the Avia Dental Plan.
Go to getlowcostdental.com or call 1-888-431-2273. Smile. You're with people who care.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Back for the second half in a 29-23 game. The Peters Township Indians lead the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders by 6 here on the Baldwin Sports Channel in partnership with TenbandTV. Austin Bechtel and Ethan Slazarski joined alongside here at the scorer's table, right across from the scorer's table here, courtside at Baldwin High School. So Jackson Otto ended up being the leading scorer in that half for Baldwin with 6. No disrespect to Jackson Otto, but when that happens, things are not working well for the offense with Max Marcina and EJ Goldbash combining for just 7 points and not being able to put really much of an offensive consistency together against this zone pressure from Peters Township.
Exactly. I mean, for starters, Goldbash and Marcina, 30 points per game combined with the two of them. These are two guys that literally the only two guys on the team that have double-digit points per game.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Marcina is usually averaging 13 shots a game. He's only thrown up 5 or 6 in the first half. He didn't get a lot of open looks. He's able to make a very good 3 near the end there at the quarter, but most important overall is going to need to see some of those, your top performers helping out, because you're seeing some of these other guys at the smaller roles chip into it. Now where do the top guys come in?
Goldbash averaging 16 a game, and he only has 2. As Donovan has it. As they look down low, and it's stolen away by Anderson. Baldwin back out with the starting 5. It's Goldbash, Marcina, Anderson, Ilario, and Smolko. As Goldbash goes to Anderson. Back to Goldbash up top. And they're in the zone once again, 2-3 for Peters Township. And the way to break it is work with the pass and go quickly as Smolko can't corral it from Marcina. Donovan up the floor. Donovan, screen, action, pick and roll with Wetzel. Donovan with Smolko. Gives it to Wetzel. Wetzel can't grab it, though. Too high for the 6'8 man. And a little bit of contact as well as comes away grimacing as Marcina looks down low to Smolko. Smolko knocked away, though. Good poke from Donovan.
That was fantastic defensive awareness by Donovan. He's there, got only needed 1 touch to it, able to chip it out, and then Peters is driving.
Donovan drives on Anderson. Anderson ended up getting a hand just too far on Donovan as he didn't go straight up and ends up being called for his first foul.
It's going to be important to come down the line. Only O'Toole currently has more than 2 fouls on this Baldwin team. It's going to come down to it in a close game where you potentially need to foul doing that's a good way to set the standard.
So Donovan goes back to the line where he is 2 of 3, and he makes the first. It was 10-10 at the end of the first. And now Baldwin will go small as Jackson Otto comes on and Smolko goes off to the bench. So they elect to roll with Otto defending against Wetzel as Donovan makes them both, and he's now in double digits with 10. First player to do so tonight, other than Wetzel, who ties him with 10. In an 8-point game, it's Anderson. Marzina on a cross-court pass. Don't go that way from Golvash. Instead, it's Alario pulling from 3 and way off. Offensive rebound, though, goes to Otto. Otto, Golvash inside the paint, jump shot. Rattles off. Fight for the rebound. It's Alario. Alario trying to go up strong. Wetzel blocks him, though, and is the last to touch it out of bounds.
I mean, there's two things to look at. You got to look at the heart, of Alario there. Just endless passion, drive for the rebound. The other part is a 6'8" looming giant for the Peters Township Indians, who just at this point looks effortless when competing with their guys underneath the hoop.
Into Anderson. And Anderson just looks to back it out to Marzina. Max right in front of us. Defended by Dudek. Looks for a screen from Alario. Not there, though. Now Golvash. Alario dribbles, drives. Alario. Help comes. They go to Golvash. Golvash with some contact. Can't finish. Otto on the offensive rebound. It's poked by Peters out of bounds. So they're getting chances, but just not being able to capitalize or find a good look.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 looks. The last 3 or 4 looks, really. There have been prime opportunities, but you're just not able to put these shots away in time you need to.
Anderson drives, layup, just can't get it to roll in, but we'll go to the free throw line.
That's when really you can't hold on Anderson because it was a great look and the foul was right behind him, kind of affecting where the shot was going. So that one, great read by Anderson, taking it in, and now you're given a prime opportunity to collect 2 free points where you're not going to have a Jake Wetzel staring down your throat.
That's the third on Dan Dudek. And Baldwin has struggled at the free throw line so far this season. And Anderson gets that one to bounce in. So Anderson, a sophomore, played on the JV team last year. Steps into a starting spot on the varsity. And he can't hit the second as Wetzel pulls it down. And is fouled by Alario. That is the second on Trey Alario. It's the second against Baldwin in the quarter. And now a 7-point game. And that's pretty much where it's been from the second quarter on after Peters Township was able to build up the lead. Donovan, they break the press to Wetzel. Alario got a hand on it, but the layup is up and good for Cooper Donovan, his first points. Now a 9-point game. Alario. Hits it back. Looking for Golvash. Thought about the 3. It's hard with Wetzel at his height to get anything working down low. It's Otto. Going back to Marzina. Max contested 3. Misses. Rebound Golvash. Offensive board out to Anderson. Goes to Alario. Bypasses the 3. Alario drives in. Goes to Golvash. Golvash is trying to corral the basketball. Looks for an outlet. Alario's open from the corner. They need it. They don't get it, but Otto gets the offensive rebound and will go to the line.
Work at it, work at it, work at it. That right corner looks very appealing for a lot of these Highlanders. However, over on the left corner, guess what? A wide open Anderson on the far side, but Baldwin working at it, and more impressively collecting a lot of rebounds in the process.
So Jackson Otto goes to the line. Otto, another newer player to the varsity team, misses the first as they send Dudek off the floor for Peters Township and will bring Sachs back in. Joe Lerman, former head coach at Baldwin, took over when he was just 27 years old. Now in his 40s, leading Peters Township, who went to the WPIAL championship game a year ago. And it's perfect for Otto to give him 7 on the night.
Exactly. This Peters Township team, just exactly like the girls team, is led by absolute great coaching and success. 43 and 25 in the last 3 seasons, making the playoffs 2 of the 3 years.
Deflected by Marzina. Into the hands of Alario as they're able to force a steal off the press. Now Anderson, in an 8-point game. Swing around Marzina. Can they move it quicker? It's Golvash. EJ back up top. Anderson looks for Marzina. They go to Golvash. Golvash. Now Marzina. Max drives. No shot on the floor with the foul called. And it goes against Cooper Donovan for his first.
For Baldwin, it looks like either you got to be quick enough to score quick, or the longer after a few different shot attempts and a few different offensive boards come along their way, that's when they're finding success. That middle ground's really where Baldwin's been struggling to get open looks and even making shots.
Marzina. Not a lot of shots in the game. He only has 5, and it all came in the second quarter. He pulls for 3. Max got it. It rattles in for Max Marzina, his second triple, and it cuts the deficit to 5.
Exactly what you needed. Open look from 3, and you collect on it. And Baldwin, the last 2 defensive tries, has stood tall against this Peters Township team.
Cooper Donovan gets fouled on his way to the basket with Marzina applying the pressure. And it goes on Max for his first. So it sends Cooper Donovan to the line. It's his brother Dylan that has a lot of the major accolades out of the 3 Donovan brothers. Finn Donovan, the third, a 5'7" freshman, as Cooper makes the first. Cooper, a junior, Dylan, a senior. And Finn, a freshman. Kind of similar to the Bernadas sisters with Lacey, Lindsay, and Aaliyah. As Marzina pulls up, foul line jumper, and he got it. And Max got to start heating up. He now has 10 points, and Baldwin calls timeout. And what is now 4 at 34-30.
Exactly, you're seeing it. I mean, even at the last few possessions, Marzina's feeling it. There's a difference in it from what started out in the game. And that's exactly what you need to work on and now push on. Because just like Jackson Otto was able to find open looks down low at the left block, Max Marzina's finding open looks and he's feeling it. You got to let him try with those passes.
And a big part of these early games, Ethan, are to find out who you are as a team. So you lose to Mount Lebanon. It's been very difficult for them to be able to win in those matchups. Golvash has been averaging 16 points a game. Marzina right around 14. Smolko right around 9.5. Marzina has 10, but Golvash, again, has not scored since the first quarter, and Smolko only has 2, also coming in the first quarter of play. He's been on the bench a decent amount tonight with Otto playing a ton of minutes.
Exactly, and I think just whoever's hot, and again, it doesn't matter really if how much you're scoring. Again, I mentioned this earlier with the girls. It's all about the perfect timing. Isabella Niles is a prime example of that. Came into the second half with only 2 points. She finished with 8 because those 6 points were oh so crucial when they had to send her to the free throw line. So now that question really turns to the guys' side here, and Max Marzina's look to answer that call so far.
And how well does this Baldwin press do? Try to force turnovers against Peters Township, or at least slow them up. As they throw it long to Greco. Greco pulls from 3. He's got it. Jaden Greco, his first triple. Now 7 on the night right at the Peters bench to send it right back to 7.
And Greco got the first touch off the Hail Mary pass. Long stretch pass. He has a wide open chance there. No one really in his area. Gives him enough time to plant the feet and shoot.
Alario is fouled on his way to the hoop, and Donovan was slow to get up. Dylan Donovan picks up his 3rd. That's the 4th on Peters of the quarter. As Donovan will stay in, they bring Xavier Knox back on. 6'1" junior. Alario to inbound. Looking for Marzina, but instead it's Golvash. Inside the paint. Golvash turns around, puts it up, and we'll go to shoot 2. And Jeff Ackerman kind of frustrated after that. Just, I don't know, obviously you get fouled and it's a difficult shot, but you just kind of hope that EJ is able to spin that one in.
You just need one of these to go. In the last 3 fouls have all been shooting fouls against Peters. Well, 3 of the 4 have been against Peters. And none of them have been able to roll in or find an open opportunity for an and-1 play.
Foul one on Lucas Sachs as Golvash misses the first. And that's kind of another reason why for the frustration, because Baldwin has been struggling at the free throw line.
Baldwin right now sits 3 of 5, or 2 of 5 from the free throw line with 3 misses.
Golvash got the second, though.
Another reminder, Baldwin's down 6. Half of those you could have made up by free throws.
They back off the press in a 6-point game. 3.5 to go third quarter. Greco to Donovan. Looking to try to set up Wetzel with Marzina the matchup. It's now Knox. Donovan pulls deep 3. Dylan Donovan off the back of the rim. Fight for the rebound. Goes to Peters Township. Anderson tries to force the steal, but instead it's Greco who gets fouled by Golvash. He'll be out of bounds at the right side block. That's the 4th foul on Baldwin in the quarter. Next one will put them in the penalty. They are already shooting on the next Peters Township foul on the floor as Golvash picks up his 2nd.
Yeah, I mean, right there, Goldash just kind of unfortunately fading a little too far back when someone else is able to run and intercept the rebound.
Wetzel was fouled by Goldash, and instead of just giving him the easy layup, it's EJ's third, and other than Goldash picking up his third foul, it puts Wetzel to the free throw line, and that's probably what you want, to have him shoot free throws, where you wonder, is this going to be a hack-a-shack situation if it turns out that Jake Wetzel can't hit some free throws?
Yeah, I mean, Wetzel's been unstoppable down low. However, when he's fouled, he's 0 for 2 from the free throw line.
Now 0 for 3.
And now what makes it harder is you're facing that Baldwin student section where your first time, you would really no one screaming in your face.
So Goldash comes out with 3 fouls as Tay O'Toole will take a seat. So it's O'Toole, Anderson, Marzina, Alario, and Jackson Otto, the 5 for Baldwin. Second free throw for Wetzel. He's 0 for 3. Give him 1 for 4. And he has a good form at the line. That is just missed in a multitude of different ways on those first 3 attempts. Now a 7-point game again. O'Toole with it. Man, he almost double dribbled. Can't touch it. It would have been a double dribble. He has it back up top. Now Anderson looking for Alario in the corner, and it's deflected out of bounds off the official as it was touched by Knox. So it would have been out of bounds if the ref wasn't there. So we'll keep it here with 2:52. And they had Alario open in the corner for 3. Anderson to the corner. Alario tried to set him up, but it's not there. Otto was open on the block, couldn't find him, though, and they'll reset with O'Toole. Marzina calling for the ball. Max drives, pulls, high arcing shot, and Max hits it. Now with 12.
Exactly where you need to be. Just a few quick passes. Can't say anything down low. Give it to your guy who's hot right now.
5-point game. Greco with the basketball. Defended by Marzina. Greco, and the timeout called by Peters Township right before the pass. So 2:21 left to go in the third quarter. Peters has used its second. And it'll be out of bounds on the sideline in a moment. And what's a 38-33 game. So Baldwin coming up next. We'll play against Trinity. That game on Friday. We'll have it for you. Doubleheader night right here on the Baldwin Sports Channel. Then South Fayette. That game on Monday. The week of Christmas. It's the final game of the year before we turn the calendar over to 2026. And it also will finish off a string of 5 games in a row at home for Baldwin. Out of the start of the year, Baldwin will play 7 of its first 8 inside the friendly confines of the home gym.
Exactly, and it's going to be important because Baldwin goes 2 weeks without playing a game at the end of December. You play on December 22nd. The next game is January 5th on the road at Uniontown, non-conference competition there. It's just going to be important to kind of find yourself in a key spot where you're going to need to, especially when you're going 2 weeks off, because unlike that, Peters Township is going to play before the New Year's rings out on December 29th against Bell Vernon.
Yeah, and Baldwin had a Christmas tournament that they played in last year up at Geneva. That's when Nate Wessling actually scored his 1,000th point in that tournament. It's thrown away to Anderson. It goes off of Anderson's foot, though, as he ended up tripping over a man. He tripped over Lucas Sachs' leg because Sachs was on the floor. Anderson would have had an uncontested layup if he could have picked up the basketball, and just a missed opportunity.
And that's one that comes with a little bit of a blemish, but at the same time, it's one that you can't nod your head too much for because Sachs was right there, caught up entanglement there with Anderson, couldn't really progress to get his footing.
So now it's Greco on the perimeter. They go to Wetzel. And Wetzel, defended by Alario, goes to Donovan. Donovan with the screen, pulls up foul line jumper. Donovan can't hit it, and it's rebounded by Marzina. They look to push with it. Under 2 left to go in the quarter. Now O'Toole up top with Goldash still over on the bench. Same thing with Smolko, 2 of the starting 5. It's Alario near the bench. They swing it around to Marzina. Back to O'Toole. O'Toole thought about it and goes to Marzina. Double team comes on Max. They've been doing that mainly just to Marzina. And it's Alario driving, turning, looking, deflected on the way there, and it's stolen by Sachs. Can't find Marzina. And that pass just tunneled a little bit too much by Alario that's where it was going to go. And they're up the floor with Donovan. No one guarding Wetzel down low. It's Greco pulling for 3. He's got it. It spins in for Jaden Greco. Second 3 from that spot in this quarter. It's back up to 8. And that's just a killer shot. We're down to the final 60 seconds of the third quarter. Swung around to Alario. He tries the deep 3. Alario can't answer. Rebound once again into the hands of Sachs. And that's a difficult shot for Alario to knock down. He only has the triple in the first quarter. As it's Donovan resetting with Greco. And two teams that kind of like to freeze the ball when they take a lead. Well, they hold it for the final shot in the final 30 seconds of the quarter, unless you get a good open look with Donovan driving in and getting fouled. It's a push from the back that will send Donovan back to the free throw line. And that's Teo O'Toole's fourth foul. But Golvash had to check back in. Dylan Donovan with 10 points. They'll give him 11, and he has a chance to make this a double-digit lead as O'Toole will go off with Golvash coming back on. And Donovan is set to go off to the bench if he makes this free throw. Substitutions had to check in for him. Chris Kozar as well, the scorer stable for Baldwin as Donovan hits. So it's Cooper Donovan in for his brother Dylan. It's 43-33. What was 5 just a few moments ago has doubled up to 10. Important to get a basket on this possession. Kozar over Anderson. They take Alario out for the final possession. It's Marzina. And Max will back it out. Cross-court Kozar. Max calling for it. Max heaves, pulls, misses. Rebound Wetzel. Don't want to foul him as it goes out of bounds, and it will go to Peters Township. It seemed like there was a little bit of a debate as to where the basketball is going to go, and now referee signaling that it will be Peters' ball. 2.5 left to go before the fourth, and Donovan comes back on. So is 2.5 enough for Donovan to get off a good look? As he's defended by Anderson. They get it in, and they'll throw it to the inbounder. Sachs, deep shot, goes off the front of the rim. But it's a 10-point lead for Peters Township after Baldwin went to Peters. They won the first section matchup of the year on the road last year. Peters tries to do the same with the final 8 minutes up next.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Baldwin outscored 14-10 in the third quarter of play as we start the fourth. Austin Bechtold alongside with Ethan Spazarski here on TenbandTV and the Baldwin Sports Network. With the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders needing a huge comeback in this one, down by 10 points, and it's very hard to do in high school basketball. One against a zone when you haven't really been able to show much of a chance to be able to break it with only 33 through 3. And no shot clock. Peters can freeze the ball if they really want to, and probably will start to do that with around 3 minutes left. So very important for Baldwin to get some offense going, as it's Golvash, Kozar, Anderson, Smolka, or Otto, I should say, and Marzina out there on the floor as it's already stolen away. Bad pass from Kozar.
I mean, consistently bad passing through the zone defense. Not able to utilize it and trying too much stretch passes and quick bounce passes.
Donovan will go to the free throw line as he gets hacked. Could hear the slap from up here from Jackson Otto for his first. And now O'Toole with 4 fouls is set to check back in as Marzina goes to talk to Jeff Ackerman over at the bench. As Max has done a lot of what he could have been able to do with 12 as Golvash misses. It's actually the second on Otto as they bring O'Toole back in, and Donovan missed the first free throw. And that's his second miss of the night. Got 13 on the night. Now O'Toole O'Toole drives, blocked by Wetzel. A complete foot difference in the height differential there. As Donovan drives on O'Toole, and O'Toole is fouled out. And Teo O'Toole immediately walks over to the bench, knowing that his night is over. Ends with 3 points.
Almost looked like, I mean, O'Toole going in for the ball there, just trying to, for an aggressive whack to try to give his team a chance, give an offensive opportunity rather. But he's going to have to come back in now rather to tag out.
And O'Toole being told that he is the one that's called for the foul, tried to argue it. So it's Ilario coming on. Anderson with his back to the ball. Now faces it as they throw it into Donovan. Dylan Donovan, they switch with Ilario defending. Donovan, crossover, spin, Donovan. Can't finish. Anderson goes in for the rebound, and it's a foul called on Donovan as he turned around and was up in the face of Anderson. And that's the fourth on Dylan Donovan. So if Baldwin can find a way to be able to put some offense together and get back in this, an 11-point game, and Donovan, you can force a foul on him, that could be a real difference.
Exactly. I mean, he's your leading point scorer thus far. However, the problem is Peters also has two other guys that scored 10-plus points tonight in Wetzel and Greco.
Marzina to Golvash. Golvash swings. Ilario, they need it. They don't get it. Off the front of the rim, but it's an offensive rebound going to Golvash and Marzina, who pulls the trigger for three. Another offensive rebound as Otto tries to fight for it. Same thing with Anderson, and it is last touched by Peters Township.
I mean, you got to credit Baldwin with their great ability to rebound now, especially even with Wetzel in. However, the problem is these passes really hurting each other, not in ideal spots. I mean, Marzina has to collect the ball from down low to shoot an open three as well. I mean, you're seeing with Ilario wide open, but this passes off. He doesn't get a lot of time to shoot.
Into Marzina. Max drives and gets fouled. They send Donovan off the floor with the 4 fouls. And they bring Lucas Sachs back in, who picks up the foul. So Marzina, first chance at the line for his free throws. Marzina, in this matchup last year at home, had 16 points. He was 2 of 5 at the free throw line. The leading scorer was Nate Wessling with 20 as Baldwin won at 61-57. They're not even close to approaching a digit beginning with 6 tonight as Marzina misses both. Up the floor to Greco. Greco drives, blocked by Anderson, gets it back though. Greco off his own miss, traveled. In a fairly quiet gym with a giant jam-packed student section in the blackout theme. Anderson to Marzina. Now Ilario. Anderson, Marzina. Ilario. Marzina drives, then goes to Golvash in the corner. EJ tries a 3. He's got it. EJ Golvash on the triple and a timeout called by Baldwin.
Just a good feed, good sequence, good shot selection by Baldwin. Now brings you back up, have a better chance with 8.
It makes it 8, and someone by the Baldwin bench sounded like Golvash just trying to fire up the troops after hitting the 3 and splashing the net, needing to be fixed.
But the crazy thing is this game, just like with the girls' game, by no means over. It's only 8 points.
Right.
And you still have over half the quarter left to work something in. And again, Peters is best player right now in foul trouble before. He's not going to be as involved as he was before, or at least the game plan shouldn't be to, because you don't want to foul him out. You need him when the time matters most.
Now, one thing that they have not tried to do is just go right at Wetzel, who has not scored in the 4th, had 10 at half, only 1 free throw here in the 3rd. But Jake Wetzel does not have a foul. And part of that is they haven't really attacked down low and have tried to go at him. Now, the times that they have, they've been blocked a couple of instances. So that's obviously one reason, maybe an excuse as to why they have not. But still, if you're going to be able to create and get some second chance points, you're going to have to be able to win some more matchups in the paint.
Exactly, and you alluded to the point differential. In the wins this year, Baldwin scored a total of 201 points, averaging 67 points per game. In a loss, they're averaging 51. Now, again,
just the one.
I would say math was pretty easy on the loss because you only have 1 right now. But they've outscored their opponents by a total of 85 points in their 3 wins. So you see in their wins, they're dominating on offense, and that goes together with some complementary basketball, which is a thing you have yet to see a lot of tonight.
So Baldwin deploys the press, and Dudek will throw it in. He gets it right back off the inbound as Donovan is back in the game with the 4 fouls. Greco, as they break the press, goes back to Donovan. Donovan thought about the threes, now guarded by Otto. They bring the screen with Wetzel. Donovan does not go over that way, though, as Donovan drives, puts it up, can't finish. Rebound bounces into the hands of Jackson Otto. They get a stop, and it's Golvash moving up with it in an 8-point game. Golvash quickly up the floor, spins, turns, bounces. Otto, layup, got it past Wetzel. Jackson Otto able to squeeze it in. He's got 9 points.
Originally, it was a little scary because, I mean, you saw there with Ario just standing outside in the wing wide open.
They bring the trap, and Peters just gets the timeout off in time. Marzina was going to try to grab the ball with Donovan in pursuit of it. It is the 3rd timeout used by Peters, so they have 2 remaining. Baldwin still has 3 in what is now a 6-point game. Still a lot of time, 5:40.
Exactly, and I think what's working right now for Baldwin is they're finding themselves doing things right at a very specific time, but a lot of it has to do with certain little bits and pieces coming throughout the game that have led to this moment to keep you within 6 points. That's a 2-possession game.
Yeah.
It is not out of it by any stretch of imagination, especially against the Peters Township team that obviously last year for Baldwin, one of the most decorated seasons they've had, except the only thing missing from it was a WPIAL title there from it. But I mean, Peters Township, this is a team that knows how to win games overall. Again, I mentioned 43 wins in the last 3 seasons, coming off a 19-win season last year. So clearly they know exactly what they need to do, and they started off the season right, winning their first 3 games, 2 of which were at home, rather.
Yeah, and it was kind of surprising at the very end to see that it was Peters that got to the Pete to play against Char Valley, 76-66. Char Valley ended up winning the matchup, but it took an overtime game against Mars to be able to go to the championship. 58-52, they win it after wins against Penn Hills and Uniontown. There was a big upset against Uniontown in the quarterfinals that really got things rolling for Peters, as they just put it all together at the right time. A team that got hot at the right time, and a well-coached team with a lot of talent as they quickly get it up the floor with Dubek. And down low, way up. No foul called. A lot of contact with Sachs as they'll reset with Greco. Defended by Ilario. Greco has the lane. Ilario, he went right around him. Dudek. It bounces in for Dan Dudek. An important basket for Peters to make it back to 8.
Exactly. I mean, Baldwin did a really good job cutting off a lot of passing lanes, limiting options. However, Dudek, great work utilizing that board to get it back and get the nice 2 points for Peters.
Ilario. Now Golvash. Golvash dishes. Anderson pulls for 3, hesitated, and it missed, but it's rebounded by Golvash. They try to get it back with Golvash, and he misses, and the rebound is corralled by Greco. They had Marzina wide open for 3 if they decided to choose it. Instead, it's Wetzel moving in transition. Can't hit the layup, but a foul called by Marzina. Max can't believe it, but it'll send Wetzel back to the free throw line.
What's benefiting for them is first, that was a great defensive hustle play by Max Marzina. Most importantly, though, you do send a guy who's 1 for 4 so far on the night, in a game where you need to be able to go down and score some points and have a short amount of time to do so.
And his last free throw was the one that he made for Wetzel. Missed his first 3 for number 33. So 2 shots for the junior Jake Wetzel. And he might have figured something out at the line. Now with 12. They bring Knox back into the game. Cooper Donovan also back in as Dylan Donovan goes off and Lucas Sachs off to the bench with a chance to make it 10 again for Wetzel. We're trying to check to make sure Peters has 5 guys on the floor, which Joe Ehrman can't tell is the case. So Wetzel, as Peters tries to make it 4 unanswered points, doesn't hit the second. Offensive rebound, though, is corralled down by Knox. He misses. Rebound, Golvash. Golvash up the floor. They really have not been able to push in transition tonight and be able to capitalize off of it as it's Max Marzina in a 9-point game. There's about half the quarter gone by. Ilario up top. Marzina traveled. Just took too much of a step as he tried to gather, and no argument from the bench. Seemed pretty clear as Donovan comes back on for offense after he was off for the defensive possession.
And it's unfortunate because that was a great setup play, great opportunity that Marzina was able to take to the rack and make it, but unfortunately just one too long of a step, rather.
Dylan Donovan defended by Marzina. The seniors on each other. Now Cooper Donovan, they find Wetzel, swung around, looking down low, and back up top to Greco. Greco, defended by Ilario. Greco gets around him again, high shot, it goes, plus the foul for Jaden Greco, in double figures now with 12.
Excellent opportunity, working with a lot of contact from Ilario up in his grill, but he's able to consistently push towards the basket and give himself a shot where he knows he can make and then take it to the line to potentially complete an in-one opportunity.
Knox back in for Donovan as Dylan Donovan goes to the bench. And the lefty's free throw. Greco misses, and a foul called on the rebound. They're going to get Wetzel for just his first. The lead back up to 11. And with no shot clock and the way Peters is playing, it kind of feels insurmountable. Golvash throws it up to Ilario. A lot of dribbling for Baldwin. It's Anderson. Bounces to Ilario. Ilario drives in, goes to Otto for the layup. 11 for Jackson Otto. And stolen away. Marzina can't keep it, though. He double dribbled. And what could have been a 7-point game stays at 9 after the steal.
Think about it. You collect 4 points in 3 seconds. That takes away possession you have to worry about later on in the game when it's going to come down to a close fashion. Unfortunately, there again, just missed footing there by Marzina.
Into Greco. They try to force, and Greco steps out of bounds, so they do turn it over. And it was good defense from Golvash to not foul. And just think if they would have hit the layup and then that happened.
I mean, exactly.
Can't live in the past, though. As they will bring Knox back on, and Donovan goes off. So Golvash will throw it into Marzina. 3:37, still some time to work.
Forcing clean pressure on the sideline, and it works off. Now Baldwin's got to find some points here.
They got to go quick as they go to Otto. Now Golvash. Golvash drives in. EJ deflected. Ilario tries to grab it, and it's taken by Peters Township. Up the floor they go to Greco. Greco, layup, gets fouled. And they get Max Marzina for his third. Unfortunately, just a sloppy couple of possessions for Baldwin. As Greco 0 of 1 today at the line. And he got the first.
Yeah, you saw, EJ Golvash tiptoe along the baseline. Not able to really find any openings. Just an unfortunate pass, and a pass that was kind of spent too much time in the air.
Greco, no good on the second. Ilario can't rip down the rebound. It's off a Knox, so it will go to Baldwin. So it's a 10-point game with 3:20 to go. Need to move quick with it. We'll see if Ilario and Marzina will let it just roll a little bit to half court, and no pressure applied, as they'll now move with it. With Golvash. Now Marzina. Looking for an open shot. Marzina kicks. EJ, corner three. No. Rebound, Peters. It's Knox getting fouled. And it will be 2 shots for Xavier Knox at the line as this one continues to slip away for Baldwin. The foul goes on Ilario. That's his 4th. So Baldwin only lost 1 section matchup last year. It was on the road at South Fayette. This year in the first section game of the season, looking like they're going to drop to 0-1, but the first free throw is missed by Knox. Still 3 minutes to go. It's a 10-point game.
There have been 7, before these 2 free throws, 7 free throws for Peters Township in this fourth quarter. Only 3 have been made.
They've just not been able to put it away as Knox misses them both. So here's Golvash. Golvash drives all the way in, gets blocked by Wetzel. Anderson offensive rebound, got it poked away from him by Cooper Donovan, and it'll stay here.
But to capitalize on those statistics, Baldwin hasn't given themselves any chance to capitalize on those free points. It starts with the 3 or 4 missed free throws you've had in the opportunities. And then again, the errant passes and mistakes to capitalize off Peters' mistakes.
Marzino looking to work with it. Ilario, he takes the open 3. He got it. Trey Ilario hits the shot. Now makes it a 7-point game. Baldwin calls timeout at 2 remaining. 2:41 still to go on the clock. And a 7-point game.
And in a game, too, I mean, we talked about earlier, Peters Township in the second half, well, in the start of the third quarter, he only had 4 scores. That number's now up to 6, but a lot of free throws for Peters. They're not making a lot of their baskets, but they're being sent to the line because of Baldwin's aggressiveness defensively. But on the same side, only 4 scores for the Highlanders thus far, and you do have 2 guys over 10 points. One of those, though, being Jackson Otto, with a lot of his points being from down low. Only one of them was from the free throw line.
And we talked about free throws and how important that was going to be. We really have talked about that throughout the start of the season, where, especially in games against Penn Trafford, where Baldwin was missing free throws, and that was a game where we said, especially Avonworth too, even though they blew out Avonworth, it didn't matter, it wasn't of consequence in the Avonworth game, but those free throws that you miss, those are the ones that are going to matter most in a close game, especially when you play a team as quality as Peters Township. Goldvash has missed 1, Marzina has missed 2, Anderson has missed 1, Otto has missed 1. That amounts to 5 misses in a game that, if they make them all, would only be a 1-possession game.
Exactly. And again, it's kind of funny that it ties back to free throws, because if you look at this game, if you've been watching, it might feel a little different than that there's no way it comes down to free throws, the way that Peters Township's been able to hold a lead the entire game. However, again, like you just said, if Baldwin makes 3 or 4 of those free throws they've missed throughout the second half, you have such great open chances and only need 1 possession.
Into Donovan and quickly swung across to Dudek. Dudek, who's defended by Anderson, with 2.5 to go. That's Peters just trying to freeze the ball with Donovan. Defended by Anderson. Donovan drives in. Donovan looks for the outlet. They go to the corner. Greco drives, outlets, back up top, and it's stolen away by Marzina. Marzina with Goldvash. Max, the move, and finishes. What a move by Max Marzina to be able to keep his balance. It's a 5-point game. Into Donovan. Goldvash defends. Baldwin with 5 fouls. If they foul Donovan, it will put him at the line. And now the student section starts to get into it with 2 minutes left in a 5-point game. They bring the screen from Wetzel. Can he deploy it? Yes, and they get the switch with Ilario. The matchup they want. Donovan against Ilario. Donovan gets around him. Help from Anderson. Donovan spins, turns, puts it up, can't hit. Rebound Anderson. Sadiq Anderson had to watch behind him. There's a man trying to poke it loose as they go to Ilario. Ilario drives in, dishes Anderson, but he can't grab the basketball. It was deflected and Donovan takes it. So Baldwin gets the steal it needs off the miss, and Donovan able to force the turnover as Anderson threw it away and now fouls Donovan. And it's the sign of some inexperienced varsity players being costly in big minutes.
And, I mean, almost the term shooting yourself in the foot really describes what's a few of the things that have occurred and a few of those mistakes that have overlapped what could be a really close ball game if it weren't for that. Just shooting yourself in the foot, errant passes, missed free throws, and miscommunication.
Donovan makes the first. Now with 14 points, Kozar comes on as they'll send Ilario off, and they've really tried to use the mismatch with Ilario, who is a bigger physical type of player, but has not been able to keep up speed-wise with Donovan. As Donovan got both in a big possession for Peters Township. Goldvash spins, kicks, Anderson, three-pointer, good! Sadiq Anderson drains it. Donovan brings it up. It's a 4-point game, and a foul is called. They're going to get Anderson. Looks like it could have been a push-off on Donovan, but instead they get Sadiq Anderson, and it's free throws again for Donovan back to the line. He's made his last 3. He's only missed 1 on the night. Missed 2 on the night. Thanks, Varsity. He's shot 11. He's made 9.
Yeah, I mean, overall, even though that's an exorbitant amount of free throws for one man to shoot.
Not the guy you want at the line. As Donovan misses the first.
Exactly. I mean, we talk about sending Wetzel to the line, who's only made 2 of his 6 free throws, and then you got a guy who's now 9 for 11, or now 9 for 12 rather, in his 13 free throw attempts.
So the 5 for Baldwin: Kozar, Anderson, Marzina, Otto, and he misses the second. Goldvash the 5th, who brings it up the floor in a 4-point game. 52-48 with 1:05 to go. Marzina to the corner. Kozar tries a three. He misses it, though, and it's rebounded by Donovan. Donovan quickly moves up the floor. Has Greco with him. Donovan still has it. Loses the ball, and Marzina forces to steal. Kozar up the floor. They go to Golvash. Golvash drives in. Golvash layup. Good! With 49 to go, and Baldwin calls timeout.
And now you look at it. It's a 2-point game, 1-possession game. Now look where those free throws get you. They get you a lead.
But now you have to try to force a steal just like they did on the other end. Quickly move in transition. Kozar was not able to hit the three, but with Golvash moving in transition, was just able to get it to go and hit the hop. So they've come back from what was 10 and 11 to make it 52 to 50, but you need to force another steal, at least get a stop. And after Donovan missed 2 big free throws, it's given them the opportunity.
And what's more important, too, is even if you force an overtime, you don't need to go for the game-winning shot. Now, if you have it, you should take it. However, you don't have to go for the game-winning shot. You don't have to go for 3 if you do get the stop, because the way that things have been trending, if you play overtime, this Baldwin team is competing well with who they need to.
Yeah, and also Donovan has the 4 fouls, so that could be something that you try to exploit, but Alaria with 4. O'Toole's already fouled out for Baldwin. Golvash, Marzina, and Anderson all with 3.
Exactly, and that's the only reason that should be wary towards it. But, I mean, overall, with the environment that's not been creative, Baldwin right now is swinging the pendulum in their favor.
Most alive the crowd has been tonight as it'll be thrown in at the left side block by Dudek. Dudek gets it in. Donovan, they try to force the trap, and it's back to Dudek. Dudek throws it long up the floor to Greco. Greco's got it, and they break it. Greco almost called a carry and ruled that it was just kind of a gather. They'll try to keep the handle on it. Golvash trying to force the steal against Greco. Greco drives all the way in, and they dish it over to Cooper Donovan. Donovan, do they try to foul? Who do they want to foul as there's 26 seconds left? Anderson with Greco, and Anderson decides to foul Greco. The lefty will go to the free throw line where he is, from what I have, 1 of 3, but correct me if I'm wrong.
He is now 1 for 4, rather, because he's at 2-and-1 opportunity chances. But he's from traditional free throw range 1 of 2, with the and-1 opportunities 1 of 4, which is still a good statistic nonetheless. That's one of the guys you want to send to the line if you're Baldwin.
So Greco goes to the line. Peters has 2 timeouts left. Baldwin has 1. It's 2 shots as the foul went in on Sadiq Anderson for his 4th. So Greco, the lefty, looking right into the student section. 2 shots. And he's got the first. With ice in his veins to make it a 3-point game, but this would be critical to make it a 2-possession game. They're going to send Wetzel out of the lane and send everyone back. No one inside the lane with Greco on his second shot. Baldwin with Marzina, Golvash, Kozar, Anderson, and Otto out there. If Greco misses it, there's no one to rebound it, but he makes the shot and makes it a 4-point game. Huge free throws by Jaden Greco as Marzina will let it roll to half court, and he'll pick it up in a 4-point game. Bounce pass to Kozar. They got to move quick. With 20 seconds. Marzina layup. Oh, almost got it to drop. And a foul called with 16.7. Will send Max Marzina to the free throw line where he is 0 for 2.
Exactly, and it's unfortunate because, again, we talked about and-1 opportunities.
And that foul goes on Dylan Donovan, so he is fouled out. So Marzina will go to the free throw line. Donovan out of the game with 15 points. So they will bring in Lucas Sachs for Donovan. So Max Marzina to the line. And you talk about free throws. Peters made 2. Marzina got the first.
Exactly. And now it comes in a question where, what do you do after this? Because you make the second one, it's a 1-possession game.
Yeah, you try to trap immediately, try to force a steal. And then whoever's got the ball in their hands, you probably have to foul. There's only 16.7 left. You have 1 timeout. Marzina second. Way short. He airballed it. And a timeout called by Peters Township. So after a perfect nothing but net free throw from Max Marzina, an air ball from the senior on the second attempt.
The question becomes, did he try to touch off the front of the rim and give someone a chance to collect a rebound with a quick possession, or was that a genuine miss?
No, I don't think so. It was a genuine miss. If they would have done that, they would have put Smolko in and put him the opposite side of where Wetzel was. And they would have tried to If they were going to do it, you put your tallest guys in. You put Tor and Eddie in the game. You put Bryson Smolko in the game. And that's how you try to get it done to get an offensive miss. But with a 6'8 player in Wetzel, don't think that that's the way that they were trying to draw it up. So it's a 3-point game, and they're going to have to force a steal. After a made free throw would have sent Peters to the line, and 1 of 2 could have made it a chance to be able to come down and hit a 3. But now you're in a situation where you have to get the steal. Not much time left, or you're going to need 2 missed free throws.
I think a lot of this, nonetheless, of the outcome of what comes away this, and I know there have been some points of critique. Overall, though, the way this game has been this close on a team that has had a large question mark and even more of a large chip on their shoulder, you got to commend in a lot of this effort put together by Baldwin.
So Peters Township sends Greco, Dudek, Wetzel, Cooper Donovan, and Lucas Sachs out onto the floor. Baldwin sends Otto, Golvash, Marzina, Anderson, and Kozar as they're going to make it like a football play for the WPIAL 5A champs to throw it in like it's a pass. Sachs to throw it in. Will they get it in time? They do have 1 timeout, and they like to take it. So probably a good discussion in the huddle from Joe Ehrman where if you can't get the ball in bounds, just use the timeout. We have one, not Chris Webber style, and now they have no remaining.
Yeah, I mean, with Nolan DeLucia in the house, I mean, that makes absolute sense. And it was the scheme and the idea makes sense. You want to try to stretch it out the floor, create some separation. But overall, Baldwin, great work to stick with it. Now, you're able to do that again. Give yourself an open look down here where you don't have to try to push down the floor in transition where you struggle at times. That changes a few different things.
So Baldwin has 1 left. That is the only timeout remaining, the only way they could stop it. So there's a full timeout. If you're Baldwin here, same thing. You try to force a steal. If you're able to do that, great. If not, you're going to have to foul and then hope to get 2 missed free throws. Don't you miss the old 1-and-1s? Wasn't that entertaining?
It still
Remember all
is.
those games that we had with entertaining 1-and-1s and you miss the front end, the other team get the chance at it?
Because even if you set it at 5 fouls, that means there's the next 2 fouls after that are 1-and-1 opportunities. Yeah. I mean, it's still employed. Or deployed out in Division III. You see that a lot.
My old man living in the good old days, or
no? I mean, it's
fine with 5, but it was definitely
you're getting up there.
It was definitely a unique situation with 1-and-1 in the 10th foul and a half. You go to the free throw line for 2. So they'll set up now with everyone basically parallel to the elbow, and actually in a straight line. As they throw it over top to Wetzel, and they lose it. Wetzel, it's now Golvash. They do have the timeout. Golvash has the basketball and gets to the Kozar. Jeff Ackerman is 5 feet on the floor trying to call a timeout, and they grant it to him. So they throw it into Wetzel, which is not a bad idea. Just throw it out to the 6'8 kid, let him grab it and try to outlet it. But it was knocked away for Golvash. Golvash got it poked loose by Greco, and as Greco was throwing it to Kozar, and Ackerman is just yelling to call the timeout. They get it off.
I don't think what Wetzel did, he grabs the ball, but he brings it down low where everyone can grab it. Exactly. You leave it in a territory where it is wide open, and EJ Golvash did exactly that.
You hold it up as high as you are, up in the clouds, to make sure that no one can touch that basketball. When you bring the ball down, there's a chance to slap it loose, and that's exactly what happened.
And even more, then they have to foul you. That's exactly what you do. Then you get in there, you foul Wetzel, and you force him to go down here. And even if Wetzel misses both, guess what? Baldwin's going to move all the way back down the floor. And now Baldwin's standing here about 5 to 6 feet away from where we are, and they're exactly where they need to be with 10 seconds to run it up. And you need to hit a 3, though. That's exactly what it is. So a 3-point opportunity. So something that works for Peters in this chance is you know what you got to defend.
So there is a little bit of time left. Is there even the thought to go for the quick 2 and then play it out again and see what happens? There's 10.2 left. You pretty much have to go for the 3.
Exactly. I mean, with the schemes and what we've seen from Baldwin tonight, they're a methodical group that will take every bit of time they can.
And it's probably that man right there on screen, Max Marzina, that will be the one called upon to take the shot. So it's Kozar, Marzina, Otto, Anderson, Golvash for Baldwin, the 5 in. It will be thrown in right by us at the WPIAL 7 logo as Jeff Ackerman draws up the play with John Stone. And we'll see if Peters does elect to foul. They could, as Marzina is fouled with 7.7 left, and that is probably the smartest move to do because you put Marzina to the line. If you can hit 2 free throws, great. But you don't even give them the chance to shoot the 3. And Marzina at the line tonight is just 1 of 4.
Exactly, and I think that's exactly what Peters Township was banking on. And I mean, exceptional work to be able to get out there quickly and not waste any unnecessary time, even though you're up 3, to force Marzina to go to the line.
Marzina got the first. So they bring Knox back on as Cooper Donovan heads off to the bench. Knox comes on to try to grab the offensive rebound attempt. So Baldwin has Golvash and Otto in on the lane to try to grab the offensive rebound if Marzina misses it. Is that the way that he goes about it? He makes both. So Baldwin, no timeouts left, 7.7 left on the clock. It's a 1-point game, trying to force a steal as it will be thrown in by Sachs. Sachs gets it in. They try to force the trap, and a foul is called. They will send Dan Dudek to the line. He has not been there yet. 6.4 remain on the clock. So what Baldwin is going to need is a miss as the foul ends up going on Anderson, and he's fouled out. So Sadiq Anderson's day is done. He ends with 6 points. So with Anderson coming off and Alario with 4 fouls, O'Toole is also fouled out. They'll send Alario back in. So Dan Dudek, the sophomore guard, has not gone to the free throw line yet tonight. He averages just 4 a game. He's scored 5. No one in the lane for Peters. 2 big shots. Has to make, you would think, at least 1. And he got it. Now, if Dudek makes this one, that's huge because Peters can just do the same exact thing and foul Baldwin and send him to the free throw line, or it could not even allow them to get up a 3-point shot. Here we go, 6.4 left. Dudek, second shot, misses. They're going to get a chance at it. In the hands of Golvash. Marzina calling for it. Golvash drives all the way in. Golvash just takes a 2 and hits it to tie the game. E.J. Golvash sends us to overtime. Wow, we have more basketball.
Exactly where this was, 11-point deficit, 2 different 10-point deficits, and E.J. Golvash takes it to a place where he knows oh so well, out just in front of the top of the key. You settle it down, you take the shot, and again, with what we've seen in the last 5 minutes of this quarter, or in the second half too.
Marzino was calling for the basketball. Golvash decides to go all the way in, and an off-balance elbow shot, it drops.
And now you get a chance at overtime to where, if you think of it like this, these 2 teams are much more close and well competing with each other with how this ended. Now, the problem becomes for Baldwin, you gotta play clean because you have 2 guys that fouled out. You have Alario, who's already at 4 fouls, and Marzina and Golvash, your 2 guys, your 2 stars who can return from last year at 3 fouls each as well. Luckily behind that, Jackson Otto, who's done 11 points tonight, only has 2. It's just not an ideal situation for Baldwin, but it's the better one of the 2. And it all starts with clutch performances by who we said needs to step up.
Yeah,
in
E.J. Golvash, and he was able to do so. I honestly thought Golvash was going to go for the 3 for the win, but he just decides to dribble in a shot where he seemingly just hung in the air for a while, was able to hit it. And E.J. Golvash, a clutch moment to send us to overtime. So we'll monitor the fouls. Alario has 4, Marzina 3, Golvash 3. On the opposite side for Peters Township, remember Wetzel just has the 1. The only other player of consequence with fouls is Dan Dudek with 3. As we are tied 55-55, and we'll play a 4-minute overtime with the student section getting ready with Peters Township putting back the tip.
In our entire time together, there's not been 1 overtime game. This is a very rare opportunity. But it's a prime one for Baldwin.
All right, here we go. Into the hands of Greco. And remember, Donovan has fouled out. O'Toole has fouled out. Sadiq Anderson has fouled out. Greco gives it off. Sachs drives, gives, corner 3. No, Wetzel offensive rebound right past Otto, and they're going to call a foul on Jackson Otto as Wetzel just kind of put his hands up right over top of Otto and was able to grab it. Oh, man, I'm really surprised they called a foul here as the 3 was missed by Donovan. And, yeah, there was a slap from Jackson Otto. It's his 3rd. And Wetzel hits it for the 3-point play. .15 for Jake Wetzel. Baldwin trails by 3. It's Golvash. Marzina swung around Ilario. Marzina gets it back. Still the 2-3 zone for Peters, and they swung around Ilario. Ilario thought about the three, now drives in, and he's fouled. They're calling it no shot, but it doesn't matter because the fouls carry over. And the foul goes on Lucas Sachs for his third. So it will send Trey Ilario to the free throw line. It's the first trip that he will make to the line. And Ilario, who has stepped into a starting role, only has 3 points that came in the first quarter. He has 6, rather. He's hit a 3 in the fourth quarter, and he makes the first.
Exactly. I mean, the unfortunate part is Peters was able to go down and get the three-point play completed. But for Baldwin to come away with 2, still chips in your favor, especially in a longer overtime.
Ilario doesn't hit Marzina, offensive rebound. And they will reset on the perimeter with Marzina driving in with Wetzel right there with him. They send it out to Ilario. Ilario drives in, dishes. Golvash thought about the 3 and now drives in. Golvash with the lane, gets around Wetzel and scores. And EJ Golvash ties it at 58. 1 minute gone by. Layup good on the other side for Lucas Sachs. That's his first point. And it's Golvash in a 60-58 game. Back up top, Marzina. It's Marzina, Kozar, Ilario, Otto, and Golvash, the 5 for Baldwin. Marzina looks Otto's way. They go cross court to Golvash. Golvash drives in, gives it. Otto, layup, good. Jackson Otto. Give him now 13 points all on layups. Greco drives, gets fouled. So just when Baldwin scores a big bucket, it's Peters on multiple occasions to start this overtime that goes right back down the court and gets a quick bucket.
And what makes it harder for Baldwin is it's against a guy who, in that fourth quarter, hit the 2 clutch free throws that helped sustain Peters to allow an overtime opportunity and not be eliminated in the quarter.
And the foul goes on Kozar, his first. It sends Greco to the line, looking into the student section, and he misses the first.
Easily the loudest this building has been all night, and it doesn't help that, I mean, where you are on the floor, it stays from the second half. So now he's going to be dealing with a lot more noise than if he was on this other end of the floor.
And it shakes the camera, too, as he misses it, but it's an offensive rebound for Sachs, and Sachs will outlet it as Kozar could not box him out. Now Dudek. Dudek drives, dishes, gives it up to Sachs. Sachs drives in on Kozar, right hand, finishes. Lucas Sachs with 4 points, and they come all in overtime. He's got the last 2 field goals for Peters Township as we're halfway through overtime. And a 2-point game, 62-60. Into the hands of Trey Ilario. Ilario dribbles into a 3, and it's off the mark rebound, Wetzel. Trey Ilario trying to be aggressive in overtime. That was a good look. And now Greco gets around Kozar. Greco drives all the way in. Scoop layup's good. Jaden Greco converts. After missing the 2 free throws, he now has 17 points. And it's a 4-point game with 1.5 left. Golvash to Ilario. Ilario gives it to Marzina. Max thought about the 3. Time wasting. 1:20 to go. They go to Ilario to the corner. Golvash, 3-point ball up. Misses. Rebound, Wetzel. It's into the hands of Marzina, almost taking it away. And what was maybe close to a loose ball, but Greco did have possession of it. Ilario and Marzina were trying to poke it free. Golvash can't believe that it's actually a foul called. And we'll take another look. As Marzina bypassed that 3, it was a pretty decent look. And as he went in, Golvash had a good look right in the corner, but just missed it off to the side. And yeah, there's the foul on Max Marzina for his 4th. So more free throws for Greco. Perfect. He's now got 18, and this one is starting to get away. Now a 5-point game. Greco misses, rebound Ilario. They go to Golvash. Need a bucket here. As Golvash goes to Marzina. Max decides to heave it. Otto forces the tip, but it's taken by Peters. Sachs with it. And Sachs just holding the basketball, waiting for someone to come over and foul him. Marzina has 4. They try to force the steal, but it's Peters still dribbling up with it. And Greco in the corner. Greco bounces, and they go back up to Sachs up top. 45 seconds and counting. They got to get a steal or a foul. Kozar will foul, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Dudek. as Dudek wrapped his arm around Kozar. It's the fourth on Dudek. It's actually the fifth, so they get Dudek to foul out as well. So Dudek's gone, Donovan is gone, Sadiq Anderson for Baldwin's out, Teo Toole as well.
That's 2 foul outs now for Peters Township, and 2 guys that have contributed a lot to this. I mean, where exactly they are right now. Unfortunate part is Baldwin finds himself in another hole just off one missed possession.
Golvash drives, kicks, Kozar. Kozar with Golvash calling for it. Golvash pulls for 3. Otto fights for the rebound, still fighting for it. He's into the hand of Anderson. Marzina pulls for 3 from the corner. No, Otto tracks down another offensive rebound. With 22 seconds, they gotta go, and Kozar gets fouled. So it's a 5-point game. It's the second foul called on Greco. So it sends Chris Kozar to the free throw line. He has not scored tonight. Kozar, one of the main men off the bench. We've not seen Smolko in overtime or in the second quarter, and Kozar misses the first. And what was a great effort for Baldwin to force overtime. Golvash hitting the buzzer beater to send it to a fifth quarter. Kozar got the second, and a timeout called by Jeff Ackerman. You get 1 extra timeout in overtime, and Baldwin elects to use it here in a 4-point game.
And as of right now, in this very moment, that's the exact time you need to use it, because once again, it's now back down to a 2. Technically, could be 1, but most realistically, a 2-possession game. And it all starts, and it's funny because there have been just back and forth consistent looks, but when it's come down to it most, Peters Township has found themselves on the right side of a lot of clutch opportunities, even though Baldwin has forced us into overtime, even being down 10-plus points multiple times.
So in this situation, with it being 4, obviously going to have to try to force a trap and force a steal. And then in this situation, again, who do you want to foul? Well, time ticking away, only 21 seconds left. Peters does have 1 timeout remaining.
On the stat sheet, obviously the first guy's Wetzel, if he's still out there, which he should be. Fouling him would be most ideal for you, or even Knox, as he has been 0 for 2 from the free throw line tonight. However, nonetheless, no matter who you foul, it's an unideal situation because you give Peters an equal opportunity to extend it up, even though someone's maybe missed a few free throws early on.
So it's Marzina, Kozar, Golvash, Otto, and Trey Ilario, the 5 for Baldwin. It'll be inbounded by Sachs. He can run the baseline. And Sachs gets it in to Cooper Donovan, and he's immediately fouled. Only 1.4 came off the clock. So Cooper Donovan, who's 1 of 2 at the free throw line after they couldn't immediately force the steal. And the foul goes on Kozar for his second. It's 2 shots for Cooper Donovan after Dylan Donovan, the 1,000-point scorer and the leading scorer on the year for Peters Township. The Indians captain fouls out, and Cooper makes the first. It was become a quiet gym. Donovan misses the second. Quickly up to Marzino in a 5-point game. Need a quick shot. Marzino, they'll give him the 2, and he scores. Can't stop the clock, though. Can continue to run. In a 3-point game, they got to try to force a steal. And Kozar now comes over for the steal. It is a push. Possession arrow does favor Baldwin, but after the crowd contested for a travel, and Marzina now has 19 points, they end up calling the foul on Otto for his 4th. And he was very close to stepping out of bounds as well, but it's Lucas Sachs, who's been the big player for Peters Township in this overtime, I should say, with 4 points. 4.1 to work with, and you got to hope they miss both. So Sachs looking right into the student section. If he makes 1, it's over, but he misses. So with 4.1 left, Baldwin does not have a timeout. So we'll see if Peters does elect just a foul. And if that's the case, as the free throw is missed, Marzina has it with 3 seconds. Can Max get off a shot? Marzina for the tie. No, and Peters Township survives. The Peters Township Indians with a huge section victory holds on after Baldwin forced overtime in a thrilling game. Peters avoids going to 0-2 in section play in Baldwin, and the first section game of the season drops to 0-1.
Not the ideal start. However, the fact that Baldwin was able to get here should be something that they're able to hold on to themselves and push forward, looking as they carry on into section play against a formidable foe in Trinity starting on Friday.
In a absolutely thrilling game that went down to the wire, Baldwin just not enough to be able to close out against Peters, where it was the Indians who throughout the whole entire overtime period had the lead and at times had the advantage because of free throws, obviously being very important, but they ended up giving Marzina the opportunity to hit the three. It was an off-balance shot, not able to truly set his feet. A decent look, and Max just not able to get it to go. As Baldwin drops now to 3-2 overall, 0-1 in section play. Peters Township improves to 4-2, and now 1-1 in section action. Next up for Peters, they will play a non-section game against Norwin this Friday before playing against Trinity on the 23rd, final game before Christmas. The Fighting Highlanders will move ahead to Friday's matchup against Trinity. We're back right here on the Baldwin Sports Network before playing South Fayette in the final game before Christmas Day, December 22nd against South Fayette. Both doubleheader nights, but starts with Trinity on Friday at 7:30. Boys will play Trinity, girls will play Trinity first, in a 63-point performance for Baldwin. Not enough in overtime as they lose 66-63 to the Peters Township Indians. We will see you Friday night. For everyone on our 10-band crew and for Ethan Spazarski, we're back in business, hoping for a victory next time around. Right here on the Baldwin Sports Channel. Austin Bechtold signing off. We'll see you Friday night. Jake Wetzel can corral the paint. And Smolko drives on him. Smolko way up, got it. Bryson Smolko with the bucket pass. Wetzel. Good pressure from Knox, though, as Lario drives, dishes. O'Toole for three. Tay O'Toole, money ball from the right side, right near the Peters bench. Peters Township, really solid job of hounding the basketball as Alario pulls through the deep three and got it. Trey Alario from way downtown. That'd be good from the college ranks.
Kozar also in the rotation.
Almost tipped in by Wetzel. He gets the offensive board and puts it right back up and in. Able to grab it. Spins. Marzina. 1-on-3. Marzina goes all the way in. Scoop play up. Good. Max Marzina took on the entire team and ends up winning the battle. Throws it away. Greco takes it on the pass intended for Marzina. Marzina gets faked out. Anderson faked out. Greco scores.
Greco did that not once but twice.
Anderson. Can't pull the trigger, though. It's Golvash inside. EJ dishes, Otto, another layup. And that's what you have to do as well. Stay and switch as it's Donovan driving in. Donovan dishes, open three, right side corner. It's good. Dan Dudek with his first points. Makes it 22-16. Donovan defended by Anderson, the sophomore, with the tall task. As Donovan inside the paint. Plus the foul. Dylan Donovan is able to get around Anderson. Final minute of the half. Now Marzina has an open three, elects to take it and hits it. Moneyball Max Marzina when they needed it to give him 5. Township or at least slow him up. As they throw it long to Greco. Greco pulls from 3. He's got it. Jaden Greco, his first triple, now 7 on the night. No one guarding Wetzel down low. It's Greco pulling for 3. He's got it. It spins in for Jaden Greco. Second 3 from that spot. Marzina drives, then goes to Golvash in the corner. EJ tries a 3. He's got it. EJ Golvash on the triple and a timeout called by Baldwin. Greco, defended by Alario. Greco has the lane. Alario, he went right around him. Dudek It bounces in for Dan Dudek. Looking down low and back up top to Greco. Greco defended by Ilario. Greco gets around him again. High shot, it goes, plus the foul for Jaden Greco. In double figures now with 12. Bounces to Ilario. Ilario drives in, goes to Otto for the layup. 11 for Jackson Otto. Into Greco. They try to force, and Greco steps out of bounds, so they do turn it over. And it was good defense from Golvash.
Passes and mistakes to capitalize off Peters' mistakes.
Marzino looking to work with it. Ilario, he takes the open three. He got it. Trey Ilario hits the shot. Outlets, back up top, and it's stolen away by Marzino. Marzino with Golvash. Max, the move, and finishes. What a move by Max Marzino to be able to keep his balance. Golvash spins, kicks. Anderson, three-pointer, good. Sadiq Anderson drains it. Kozar up the floor. They go to Golvash. Golvash drives in. Golvash layup. Good. With 49 to go, and Baldwin calls timeout.
And now you look
point game. Bounce pass to Kozar. They got to move quick. With 20 seconds. Marzino layup. Oh, almost got it to drop. And a foul called with 16.7. And actually in a straight line. As they throw it over top to Wetzel, and they lose it. Wetzel, it's now Golvash. They do have the timeout. Golvash has the basketball and gives it to Kozar. Jeff Ackerman is 5 feet on the floor trying to call a timeout, and they grant it to him. Here we go, 6.4 left. Dudek, second shot, misses. They're going to get a chance at it. In the hands of Golvash. Marzino calling for it. Golvash drives all the way in. Golvash just takes a two and hits it to tie the game. E.J. Golvash sends us to overtime. Sachs drives, gives, corner three. No, Wetzel offensive rebound right past Otto, and they're going to call a foul on Jackson Otto. Ilario drives in, dishes, Golvash thought about the three and now drives in. Golvash with the lane, gets around Wetzel and scores, and E.J. Golvash ties it at 58. 1 minute gone by, layup good on the other side for Lucas Sachs. That's his first points. Golvash drives in. Gives it, Otto, layup, good. Jackson Otto, give him now 13 points all on layups. Ilario gives it to Marzino. Max thought about the three, time wasting, 1:20 to go. They go to Ilario, to the corner, Golvash, three-point ball up, misses, rebound Wetzel. It's into the hands of Marzino, almost taking it away, and with 3 seconds. Can Max get off a shot? Marzino for the tie. No, and Peters Township survives. The Peters Township Indians with a huge section victory holds on after Baldwin forced overtime in a thrilling game.